This is Tech Talk Radio. I'm Andy Taylor.
I'm awake. I'm Slick.
Thank you for being here, Slick. How you doing?
Look at this.
I don't know.
Right there?
You've been up all night, haven't you?
Oh man. And then it's not a bad thing. It's just you know how you get in doing the stuff and then you get tied up and you go, gee, I can only get about 30 minutes worth of sleep.
Yeah.
And I got to go to work. No.
So what was the deal? What were you working on?
Well, I think, let me start. I'm trying to figure out where the best part is to start with this story. So some people have all the luck, and I mean all the luck.
All of it.
And just in general, some people do good things, and the good things come to you in return. Uh-huh. Well, my friend Jose got the computer business, and I've been helping out. Short story, I guess months ago, before I started helping him, he was nice to a guy, one of his clients, computer client. And had kept an eye on him, and he noticed the guy is older guy. He noticed the guy wasn't really, there was something just wrong with the guy. So he found out about his relatives, called his relatives. His relatives followed up on the guy. The guy didn't get better, passed away.
Oh. But
the family left Jose the guy's car. Apparently this guy had money, but nobody knew it, and Jose didn't even know it.
Oh, wow.
So and we're talking a brand new car. I mean, newer type car kind of thing. Just get here. Thanks for keeping us in the loop. Thanks for watching out for the guy, for our relative. Here, take it.
That's really nice. That is
okay. And he tries to live a Christian life. He tries to be a good guy, as I call him.
Yeah.
And so yesterday we're at the shop.
Okay.
And every so often somebody will come by with something like that. So this one guy, another older guy, comes by. He says, do you want to sell a laptop? Would you be interested in it? Well, what do you got? So he shows him it's a little netbook. It looks like it's okay. So we talk amongst ourselves. Don't even really do any serious looking up. Just kind of look at it, flip it around. He goes, what do you think? And I go, well, we're kind of short on cash, but it's a nice unit. It's newish. What do you think? I said, well, I would offer him $150 because I'm basing this off of in Walmart. I'm a window shopper. I noticed that they had been down brand new, brand new cheap notebooks, about $200. So I'm like, well, get it for $150. You can either keep it or try to turn it for a profit. It's nicer, little Dell. It's all right. So we agree. We buy the thing from the guy. So so we got a netbook. But then the guy comes back and he brings another part to it, and there's a dock for it. Okay. So we bring it back to the house, and he goes, here, you want to play with it? Yeah, I do. Okay, so I go through it, and I found out it's a Dell, and feel free to look this up, everybody. This is kind of neat.
Right.
It's a Dell netbook, but the model is a Dell Inspiron Duo. What that means is not only is it a netbook, but it is a tablet netbook.
Ooh, nice.
So the screen flips.
Right,
and then
right.
you can, and it's got capacitant screen. I was just pulling up the notes that I had made throughout the night on it. It's got a capacitant screen, so you can touch it with your finger, and move around. It also is available. After I did more research, I also found out that here are my notes. You can also get a capacitance compatible stylus and use it on it as well. But like if it was in the winter and you put gloves on, you're not going to be able to use the screen.
Right.
But let's see what it came with. The Windows 7 Home Premium, 32-bit. 2 gigs of RAM, which is maxed. It can't go any further, and it's not user serviceable.
Right.
320 gigabyte hard drive as 7,200 RPM. Which I'm starting to really pay attention to the speed of drives now, because I went to a larger. I went from like a 100 gig drive at 7,200 down to a 320 gigabyte drive at 5,400. There's a difference.
Wow.
Because you talked about this for years, and I'm like, speed schmeed, Now,
I'm showing a picture of the Duo, and I'm looking at this up on the screen. Now, this interior screen flips around?
Yes.
Oh, my God. That is really kind of a neat feature.
Mm-hmm. Now, again, keep in mind, everybody, brand new. I mean, it looks brand spanking new. There's no box or anything, but it looks brand spanking new. We pay $150. Okay? Just keep that in mind.
Wow.
So, also, I was just talking to Jose about it. He says, how long the battery lasts? Well, it's, 3 hours, 57 minutes, 4 hours of battery life.
Right.
So okay. What else? There's a built-in webcam, 1.3 megapixel webcam. It's a 10-inch screen. Well, it's got Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. It also comes with, which I was playing around with a little bit last night because I wasn't sure what they meant by this. Because remember, we had talked in the past on the shows about was it the not Office, but the one below Office that we used to get. You used to be able to buy, and you could get now. You get it for free
Open
with
Office?
some OEM computers. Huh?
I was just saying, Open Office. No, student and teacher, or
No, the one below that, the one where the doc file wasn't it was a WPS or whatever it was. Windows Work.
Word Perfect.
No, it's Microsoft. It's Work.
Oh, works for Windows.
Works.
Yeah,
Thank
works.
you. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Microsoft
So it
Works.
came with, this is new. I mean, I guess I had heard about it and kind of blew it off, but this is new to me. Now there's a version of, which probably is being installed on netbooks by the OEMs, the manufacturers of computers. It comes with Microsoft Office Starter.
Oh, okay. All right.
And it basically is just three things. You get Word, and you get Excel, and it says here no PowerPoint, no Outlook, but there was a third item in there, and I can't remember what it was.
So you have Excel.
And it wasn't OneNote either. It was
So you have Excel. You have Word. You have Access, the database one.
I doubt if it was Access.
So,
But I don't have the book, and I don't have the unit.
How about
in front of me.
PowerPoint?
No, because it says right here in the notes that I copied off the website, no PowerPoint or Outlook.
Okay. All right.
Okay, so we paid, again, I'll go back to this. We paid $150. Okay.
All right.
And remember, there's a dock, which I haven't really discussed yet.
Yep.
I'll tell you about the dock in a moment.
I'm showing you that right now on the screen.
Okay. the Dell price for the unit alone, the Dell Inspiron Duo,
Right.
$500.
Wait, what? Huh? How much?
$500.
$500. Wow. And you
Okay.
paid $100.
$150.
$150, but you didn't get the dock.
No, you did get the dock.
Oh, you got this dock as well. Oh my God.
Yeah.
All right. Now, obviously, my mind is going. My mind is kind of racing right now. And the question I have is, I have to think that this thing was so hot that it is burning your fingertips at this point.
You would think.
I hope I'm
gonna
not
have to
taking
say
the story.
so far.
Yeah.
No, it's valid because, like I said, older guy said he bought it for his. And this is not the first time I've heard this story this week. I don't know what's going on with these kids these days with their rock music. I guess he got it for his granddaughter or something like that. She said, "It's me, too small."
Yeah. I listen, and I know people have money. One of my friends, one of the guys that I work with, same situation. He will get something. If he doesn't like it, it's just, yeah, you want it? Go ahead. Or I'll take $25 for it on something that he bought for $300-400.
Yeah. Yeah, that's no. But and if we get into this later in our show, I'll tell you the conversation about the other notebook that came in that the guy tried to sell us. Which it's not a great story, but it's just kind of how you wheel and deal.
I'm looking at this, and I don't want to interrupt you in your story because I think you have more to tell us. But on the screen that flips around, how does it handle fingerprints? Because you have to physically. It looks like you're physically touching the screen to actually turn this.
Yeah, actually, it doesn't look too bad. I mean, we've only really had it for about a day. Okay,
right.
And he played with it some, and I played with it some. And I spent most of last night really. What I did was I've been spending hours doing updates on Windows and stuff, and some other stuff, which I'll tell you about too. The screen marks, it doesn't really seem concernable, or bad or anything like that. I mean, I'm sure there are going to be some, but I was in the booth in the back in the corner of the dark. For those of you who remember the Flip Wilson bit. Yeah. How old are we? It wasn't too bad. It's pretty standard, if you ask me. Swipe, dirty finger, little grease. Let me wipe that off. Pretty standard.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, would you get the little pointer? Belkin puts out, and I think there's a couple other companies that put them out. They're like pointers now, so you don't have to use your fingertips, so you don't have to worry about the marks or the grease getting onto the screen.
Yeah, that kind of excites he and I because we are big. As it turns out, I'm not the only stylish guy around, as it turns out.
Right.
Thankfully, I have somebody I can talk to now because everybody else is always a touch stick. I like styluses. We like specific pinpointing items. Stylus. Where's my stylus now? Oh, here you are. Hi, baby.
Right,
How you doing?
Oh. Stylus can be your best friend in this touch world. I mean,
Yeah.
it really can. It makes it easier too, especially if you're typing. Some people say they can type faster with their fingertips, You know, but with the stylus too. I mean, you're going back and forth like that. I think that works.
And I think we've mentioned this before, at least I have on our show, but let me say again, there are two major divisions in screen functionality. The one you have passive, which is pressure, which is what, this stylus is, excuse me, that I use for my Palm PDAs,
right.
Personal Digital Assistants, TX and Life Drive. And there's capacitance, which is it picks up the electrical charges from the human touch. Okay. So this is a capacitance screen, and you may have seen Belkin, but on the Dell website, I noticed that they were making available, as they were doing with the printers. Would you like to add the printer? Would you like to add this?
Yeah.
There's a Targus stylus. It's a durable tip, won't scratch the screen, allows you to type accurately, comfortably, works on capacitive touch devices, which is what this is.
Right.
And then they go on to explain a little bit in Wikipedia, if you look it up, they go on to explain that it's, the body is an electrical conductor, so that's what capacitance is. Resistive is the pressure. Resistive is pressure when you're pushing down.
Right.
So I found Targus. You found Belkin, you say?
Belkin, and there's another company. It begins with a G, not Genius, and they put one out as well. And I think that's the one that, the sad thing is, I've lost mine already.
For what? For like an Arcos or something?
No, I have it for the Zoom. I've got a Motorola Zoom that I use. The boss didn't want it back, so I use it, and he went ahead and bought it directly from Verizon, and I can't find the damn thing.
Well, that's right.
Yeah, if you see
body.
What's that?
Andy has a Zoom tablet.
It's not mine. All right.
It will be. You watch.
Look at the screen. I'm showing you. This is an iPhone with or is that an iPod with it looks like a pencil. It's kind of a neat look, and it's actually a touchpad. So it looks like you're actually using one of those big. Remember those big Ticonderoga pencils?
That we had in school.
Yeah, right. Now Raven's a teacher.
Instead of using the sharpener, instead of using the sharpener, you just kind of used a knife, like whittling away to get the point down there.
Yeah, it's kind of actually pretty cool. Now Raven says that she actually bought an HP touchpad. She got the larger size touchpad. It was only $150, and she says it was fun for 2 days. She barely uses it now.
You're not using it? Really, Rave?
So I'll buy it from you.
Don't make me tell everybody you're in your jammies. Raven's our friend. Well, she was about how many seconds ago?
Yeah. Actually, Raven is going to continue to be her friend. I think we'll segue into this really quick. All right. So, is there more? Is there more to tell us real quick about this $150 touchpad? I mean, what can you do with it? Is it Droid? Is it? What is it?
Oh no, Windows 7 Home Premium.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you said that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, here's let's see, what else did I experience with it? Okay, on the outside, it's only got, here's the drawback. I think this was bad design on Dell's part. I'm not saying the unit is bad, but for $500, I think we need to compare it to other devices and then let you make your choice. But I would bet there are other devices out there that you would go for first. Again, because it's $500 off the Dell website. Only 2 external USB ports, okay?
All right.
Only a headphone jack, no microphone jack, only a headphone jack. It does have a webcam, it does have a microphone built onto it, but those external ports, it's it. That is it.
Now, what about when you plug it into the docking station? Do you gain more ports? Does it add any of that? Yeah.
Yes, and I didn't make notes on the ports because I really was that unimpressed about it. But the docking station, the good thing about the docking station, one thing I did like, in tablet mode and in the docking station, you can go into, I don't remember what the name of the interface is, but you get like 5 large major icons. And one is for photos, and the other is for videos, and the other is for music, and the other, that kind of thing. So you can use it as an entertainment device. One of the things I liked about it is when you put it in the dock, you get what I will call clock mode, if you will. You get it looks like a big alarm clock.
Yeah.
So you can set it right beside your bed, and the alarm goes off. You just touch the screen, you snooze or whatever. I think that's kind of neat. It may not be all that exciting and technologically advanced. I think it's neat personally.
Well, it's pretty nice when you get something, especially like this for $150. If this was, and you think about it, okay, that's HP is selling. People are really interested in getting these tablets for $150 or $99. If they were to say, okay, this is a price point now, we're cutting it in half. We're going to $225. Is this something that you would say yeah, I would get this, or is this something good for a kid going to school? I mean, who would be the target market for this?
Well, first of all, you got to have the money to blow. In my view, at $500, little money. Now, that's just the tablet. That's not the cost of the dock. I don't remember what the dock costs.
Right.
Which you may have on your screen. I don't. But, and the dock only gives you, and correct me if I'm wrong, Andy, but it's like 2, maybe 4 extra USB ports. Then you get an SD card slot. I think you get like a headphone out jack on it as well. But the only thing that impressed me about the dock was the clock mode and the SD card slot. That was it.
Wow, just that one mode. It's funny because Rayven put here. She says, "Yeah, I could get a full on laptop with everything for about $500. Actually, you can get them now for even $399 as a throwaway laptop. I mean, my laptop that I'm using when I'm out on the road, I take it to my the morning show and I take it to the office. Is an old HP 6000 series. It's bulky. I've added RAM to it. I think I'm running 3 gigabytes of RAM, maybe 2, because it came with 512. I've blown out the HP OS, and I'm running the full my full own OS on it. It's a broken case. I've replaced the power brick like 4 times. Battery life, if I run off battery, I get maybe 15 minutes, so everything is plugged in. And I bought that for $1,100 about 6 years ago, maybe.
Wait, let's clarify this. What did you pay $1,100 for?
For a laptop, an HP laptop, for about 7 years ago. But I'm still using it, and like I said, it's bulky. So I'm at the point now where I want to get something a little smaller, and I've seen these deals from Toshiba and from Compaq and even Acer, where you can go to a Best Buy or whatever and buy them for like $399, and it'll have more power, more performance than the laptop that I'm using that I bought 7 years ago, and it's obviously lighter, and I'll probably get more battery life, maybe an hour versus 15 minutes, which I'd be happy with.
Hey, I finally pulled up. I've been running late behind this morning, everybody. So please bear with me. I'm still launching stuff in Windows and stuff, which explains why I haven't crashed. I guess. The dock. I noticed the dock has an Ethernet port in the back, 2 USB ports. Okay, there's the headphone jack, multi types of card reader. So it's not just SD. 71 card reader.
Right.
But I also noticed there looks like on the side of this dock, I'm trying to see, I don't have the dice in the other room, but they almost look like a headphone and a microphone port on the side, almost.
Right.
I could be wrong. I have to check that out now. Because I pretty much just ignored the dock. I'm more interested in toting it around with me.
Who's gonna get this? Are you gonna do like I did, and when the boss isn't using it, you just say, well, I'll go ahead and take over it, and I'll use this.
We've already had that discussion,
right?
We have, because I also tried to borrow.
Yeah.
His netbook. So, as soon as he took possession of it, here's the thing. I want to tell you, this is his complaint about it.
Okay.
There's no HDMI out port, so he can do presentations.
That's a viable complaint, though.
Hang on, I'll let you talk to him. Hang on. What is it with you guys? I'm like, you expected HDMI port on this thing?
Listen, if we're going to go out and spend the money on things today, $500, you don't look at it at the face value that you paid $150 for it. You look at it, it's $500. If I'm going to spend $500 on something, I want something that has that capability. I could go out and pay $499 for a laptop with HDMI and use that for presentations. That's going to have the power.
That's what I told him. I told him, give me the Duo, and you could use your little netbook.
Yeah. Oh, that might work, but it's not going to fly for him. Well,
but I haven't given up.
I'll tell you, it's funny. About a week ago, and I don't think I told the story last week. I mean, I have a couple of office situations. I work in like 4 different offices. And, we have the studio here, which is at my house. I have a workbench, and I fix computers back here. I like to do all computer repairs here. I don't want to do them at a remote location If they want to bring them to me at the office, I will bring them here and work because I've got everything here. I've got external drives. I've got backup Pro OSs. I've got testing equipment. I've got all of that here. I'm not going to carry that around with me all the time.
You're like Lucky Wishbone. You've got it all.
Can do that. Yeah, and you being a shop, you understand how that is. It's better to have one place where you do all of the work. So in my other office, where it's mainly video production, media production, and some IT, I had my tower there that's being used as a streaming computer now. And, I mean, this is a nice tower. It's one of the ones that Cooler Master sent us to test, the half 932 with the USB 3.0 on the front. And I went ahead and I bought a board that runs, let's see, it's got a 6600 processor in there from Intel. So it's a Core 2 Duo. And I went ahead and bought a board that actually runs DDR3. So I can use the socket, 775 and use DDR3 memory with it. So when it's time to upgrade that board, I'll be able. It's an Asus board, and when it's time to upgrade that board, I will be able to use that DDR3 memory. So it was kind of a nice, way to do it. Well, the other day I had shot some video, and I went to hook it up because we've got a green screen room there as well that we use. And I went to hook it up, and I'm like, oh my god, I didn't realize there's no 1394 on here. There's no FireWire, and it's the only way I can get it off the DV camera that we use. So I was like, what am I going to do? So after just a little while, I decided, you know what? I'm just going to take this computer home, use it as my streaming computer, and I'll build another one. Right? I've got a couple of processors ready to put together, and I need to test out. I want to see if AMD will send us one because I need to test one anyways. But generally, I got to send AMD stuff back. So I thought, well, maybe it's not going to hurt to. I'll buy a processor, buy a motherboard. I've got a case that we tested out. So I've got that. I can build another system, and I'll take it back to the office. So I pull my computer out of there. I leave the monitor there. I say, okay, I'll bring the keyboard and the mouse home. So I bring that home. Then I was looking at the wall, and I go, I got my Super 8 poster up there. I like it. I think I'm going to take that home. So I bring that home. The guy that I'm working with gets to work that day, goes into my office to put something on my desk, and freaks out. He's thinking I quit.
Did you get the call?
He called like 7 times and texted me like, call me. And I'm like, so fun. And I was taking a nap that day, and I picked up the phone. And finally, he goes, did you quit? What the hell's going on? I go, no, I didn't quit. I go, what are you talking? I go, but number one, how can I quit? I don't get a paycheck. Number two, so I said I left the chairs there. So he thinks I'm going back. So it's been kind of a running gag all week. Like, when am I bringing the truck to take the chairs out of there? Because they're my chairs.
You know what you ought to do is just every day or every other day or something like that, just have something disappear. And then even if you replace one, like your coffee cup, wherever, if you keep your coffee cup at a regular place, just all of a sudden that's not there.
Have that
just
gone.
Go. Don't you usually have a coffee cup? What is your lamp?
It didn't help because I'm a pretty clean guy. So while I took everything out, I also cleaned up things. So I had his stuff stacked in a nice little pile. Oh. So anyway, I told him, I said, I really need a motherboard with a 1394 port, right? So I can do my FireWire captures. I don't have P2 or anything like that. Although I've got the new Canon 7D, so I could probably get a CF reader and just, use that. And so he hasn't gotten the hint. So I told him, yeah, I can put a computer back in here as long as I get that. I'm thinking, why don't you buy me a motherboard and I'll be happy. So I gotta. It hasn't happened yet. So
okay.
I told him yesterday, we were talking, and I said, listen, I'm not leaving. I go, this is a neat venture. I think we're going to do well with this. And he goes, bring back a poster, will you?
Yeah. There's something about
that's all he cares about. There's something on the walls.
Andy, move back in. I love you.
I hope he's watching this. I actually, okay, so let me kind of segue into this. This is pretty cool. Rayven, I want to make, Rayven is still with us, right? Okay, she's here. Yep. I have got, actually, Rayven may think I don't think about her because, I know she hasn't been able to write in the blog for a while. Now she's back to school. It's going to be difficult for her, and I understand that. But she probably thinks, yeah, Andy doesn't even think about her during the week. Well, I had the opportunity this week to get some new review product, stuff that people are going to be able to review, and I actually got something for Rayven to review.
Oh,
I got something for Rayven, and I got something for my boss to review. Let me show you what Rayven's going to be taking a look at. Now, if Rayven's not interested, all she has to do is say the word, and I've got a place I can take it, but I'm hoping she's going to do it. Let me show you. Now, Think Geek has put out its new catalog. If you don't have it, you go to thinkgeek.com. You can order the catalog. You can go online. You can check out all their stuff. And our good friend Shane over there sent us over some products. He gave me a list, and I said, you know what? I've got the perfect person to test this out. Here it is. Ladies and gentlemen, very tech, the cat massager. This is for your cat, and it's called the Catit. It's a kind of a Catit design senses massage center, which appeals to your cat senses of touch by offering a variety of textures that provide a luxurious pampering experience. And it's funny because I was talking to my daughter. Now, my daughter's 18, so this is okay. And I was going through the stuff that's in the box. Now, first off, I want to see Rayven's reaction to this. Oh, she says she's going to review it. Yeah. All right.
Well, wait a minute. Is she going to review it, or is her cat going to review it?
Well, her cat's going to review it.
Oh,
but
okay.
she's going to observe to see just how much the cat likes it. El Capitan Negro, her black cat, she says will like it. All right. So here is what it comes with. And I got to warn you, Rayven. I wanted to see if my dog would like it. The dog sniffed it and walked away.
Yeah, not for me.
No interest. No interest at all. All right.
Thanks, Andy. We'll talk later.
Yeah. I don't know what this thing is, but it goes on top, and these little pointy things here, apparently these make it fun for your cat. And it rubs it or licks it or does something. I don't know if I should be wearing gloves. You know, cats are real picky about that. Comes with this rubber base. All right. And you put this on the ground. So that way the cat won't move. He'll try and move it and won't move. It's stuck to the ground, which is
Rayven, you have got to shoot video of this.
This is kind of neat. And then, hold on here. Let me put this over here. This is the actual playground itself, the playground of massaging love. Here it is. Look at this. These little spikes. The cat rubs against this. You know, remember those kitty posts? I mean, I had a cat for years, and they go nuts with that. They love rubbing their claws on those posts, and it has these little spiky things, and it's kind of neat. It has like grooves here, so the cat can rub its head against there and get its own massage. And this little thing here goes up on top here. Looks like a French firefighter's hat. It works.
Lipper.
Lipper.
You know what? Because when you showed us the picture of the box, I'm sorry, Rayven, but when you showed us the picture of the box, somehow in my mind, because you know how it is, I pictured Rayven on the floor rubbing up against the thing. In their PJs, their Star Wars PJs.
You have a very vivid imagination, Slick.
And send us a video of that too.
All right, but this is the best. This is the best thing about it. So I told my daughter, who is 18, I looked at this, and I don't know if you could see this little. This was also in there, and I said, "Oh, look at this! It's catnip, right?" And it is. It's like a whole thing of catnip, right? And she looked at it, and she like the strange look. What's catnip? And I said, "This is like weed for a cat."
Yeah. It's a plant thing, right?
It's a plant thing. Yeah, something about the catnip drives the cats wild.
Like an herb of some sort.
Yeah, and I remember my cat used to go nuts. We used to get the boxes of catnip, and it would attack the box like it wanted that catnip in there. And I don't know what it is. They don't have like dog nip. If you think about it, it's not fair. They don't have turtle nip or bird nip or dog nip. I don't think there's any. I think a hot dog serves as your dog nip.
Yeah, the only comparable thing I'm aware of is like for the koalas, and they what the leaf that they eat, and they just go, oh eucalyptus. Yeah, baby, what's happening?
Yeah. Yeah. So it comes with catnip, which I thought, what a great way to sell a product. It's hard to sell a product to dogs, so you know your cat's gonna love this. You're gonna put this down, your cat's just gonna go bonkers, and you know because it's got catnip.
Man. All right. Well, we'll expect a full review. Anyway. Well, we'll expect it anyway.
Oh, it's pretty neat. And you can actually complete, look at this. This is great. And this is available at Think Geek. You can complete a complete center if you want. So you can buy more products to add to it.
It's a kit.
Yep, and then it's got touch, taste, and sensory right there. See? All of that for your cat. Again, you can find that at thinkgeek.com.
This almost reminds me of the stuff that you used to buy for hamsters, where you add the tubes on and a whole other section so they could crawl through. And
oh, yeah, habit trails? Yeah, that's kind of makes them feel like they're getting away. They come up to another wall. Or like a goldfish.
Or like a Mattel's Hot Wheels kit. You know, you can add extra track to it and go around in circles and all over the place.
That. All right, here's what I got for John, the guy that I'm working with. This is kind of a neat device if you are somebody that runs you have an iPad, but you like to work in the kitchen. Let's face it. Have you seen the ad? I think it's for new fridge. I don't want to say it's from Samsung. I know LG's been going into that direction as well. It might be LG. It's got a pad on the actual wall of the refrigerator, and you can actually go online, get recipes. It's almost like a tablet integrated right into the screen.
Yeah, they've been out for a little bit. Yeah, maybe a year or two. Yeah, I've seen those.
Well, they've had them so you can pull the tablet out. This one, it's actually part of the screen, and it does inventory management of your fridge, the whole bit. But the neat thing is if you're in a kitchen, some people have been using their tablets, whether it be the Zoom or the iPad, and cooking along with their tablets. They have the recipe right there. In the old days, what I've done is, if I'm cooking and I have a recipe online, I'll either print it out if I can. If not, I'll put it on the screen and I'll just come back and forth into the studio to see what the next part of that recipe is.
As you're reading in another room and it's burning in the kitchen?
Yeah. Exactly. So now you have the capability with a tablet to take it into the kitchen. But what is the problem when you're working a tablet and you're cooking?
Oh, well, yeah, the hand thing, right?
Yeah, you get batter on your screen or grease from cooking, all that stuff. So there are some people who's designed something very cool. It's called the Chef Sleeve. You can mix, whip, pour, sprinkle, and scroll. This is very cool. This is from a company called Chef Sleeve, and contains 25 sleeves, which is kind of neat. You use one sleeve when you put it over your iPad. We'll go ahead and open it up here. So we've shown it. The packaging was a little strange. It was a little different. I was expecting something a little more high tech, but I think they're able to keep the price down by packaging it like something you would use or find on the kitchen shelf. And basically, this is it. And again, this is available at Think Geek. And here's the cool thing about it. You take one of these sleeves, you wrap your iPad in it, I guess.
Okay.
Okay, so then you can still navigate, do all that stuff. I mean, it's taking a very simple concept and specializing it and making it specific for your device. And then you can fold, this over and lock it in, and there is your iPad protected so that you don't have to worry about getting stuff from the kitchen in it. Something good for chefs. And it even has their logo on it, which is kind of a neat thing. Chef Sleeve.
It's kind of neat. Now, I may be jumping the gun early here on this because you may have some other things you want to say about it, but 25 sleeves, and how much in general for the pack?
I haven't got the pricing yet on it,
okay.
But from what I understand, it is very inexpensive. So again, you're buying 25 of them. So for the chef that does experiment a lot or does actually have a working kitchen, this is probably a really good idea. Or maybe even somebody who just wants to, cook every night and use the recipes off Epicurious or one of the others. They don't have to worry about getting their iPad dirty.
Yeah, and Rayven here in the chat room, which has asked kind of the pretty standard question, which I expect everybody else to ask. I get your Rave. Wouldn't it be cheaper to stick your? She says stuck, just because.
Well, yeah,
you get the big finger thing. But
you know what?
Stick. What?
I would almost have to say, yeah, you could do it like that. However, the feel of this is a lot different than a Ziploc bag.
Yeah. Rayven was saying, wouldn't it be cheaper to stick your iPad in a Ziploc bag? But Andy and I think, are thinking on the same lines. Well, you know what? I think we're kind of splitting on this. Go ahead and say what you had to say, because I know what the technical reason is that we're not using Ziplocs.
You have the ability to actually seal up completely to the right size. This is built for the iPad. So, and unfortunately, I don't have. I wasn't able to finagle his iPad while he was gone. He's got 3 of them. He uses none of them. But it is perfect for that size. So it's going to fit in here. It's going to fit snugly in here. You can close it off, seal it off. Again, perfect for the size. Use a Ziploc bag. Unless they start making Ziplocs for iPads, which would be, I don't know if they've got a patent on this idea or this design here, you're going to run into some issues. Also, the thickness is different. It has a different type of. This is not an iPad, not a Ziploc type of material. It feels different. What are you thinking there? It's like,
did you see what she put in the chat room?
No, I didn't.
She says, "What about Saran wrap?"
Rave.
Rave. Stop. Just stop. Sit down.
Yeah. But no, I do think this is. I think for the professional chef that is trying to do stuff, this would work. I actually have a friend that is a professional chef. I may even send him a couple of these and say, "Hey, let me know what you think." You know, it's kind of a neat idea. I mean, I know it's a combination of tech and our everyday life. It's not very techy, but it's a combination, and that's where we're finding accessories are going to be making a ton of money, is when they are able to take what we use in our everyday life and combine it.
Yeah, and Gandalf in the chat room, Gandhi, I call him, and he and I were thinking along the same lines, because I thought you were going to pick up on this, because we had just talked about it. I believe if we look a little deeper, what we're going to find is this chef sleeve is actually designed for capacitance to transfer the Mac. Because I'm sure the iPad, I don't own one, but I'm sure the iPad works off of capacitance as opposed to pressure, where you have to actually touch it. So if you wrap it in saran wrap, or you put it you put it into the baggie or whatever, and you touch it, it's not going to work. You know, so you have to have something to conduct the electromagnetic touch through. So I'm not sure that's what that material's all about.
That's what I'm saying here, and it does show. It says chef sleeves are ultra clear, sealable, protective sleeves designed for your iPad. They allow full use of the touchscreen while guarding against moisture, grease, powder, and your dirty little hands. So
Rave's not a believer. Look at that. In the chat room, she says, "I'm going to wrap my HP touchpad in saran wrap and send you a review." All right, do it.
Do it. I want to see that.
Yeah.
That's actually, that's a good idea. Well, I can even do that with the Zoom. We can try that and show the difference between, if I can get a hold of the iPad, show the difference between the two of them, and why you wouldn't want to do that.
That'd be a good idea. Hey, Rave, if you got time, maybe you cut a video of you doing that and then send it to Andy, and then Andy can do a video of saran wrap on his tablet, and then with the chef sleeve.
Exactly. Now, I opened it wrong. I opened it from the bottom. Here's a nice thing. You could put this on its side, and there's actually a tab here. See? If you reach tab here, you reach in, and then you can pull, so you have easy access to the sleeves. So, again, in a working kitchen, that makes the difference between a lot of things.
So you bogarted the box again?
Yeah, I screwed the box up. Shane, I need another one. All right, and then let's see. We got something else, and this one, Gloria's reviewing. Again, not very techy. Something else in the kitchen. You can find a lot of that stuff at Think Geek. Salsabol. And this is just like the strangest idea. I saw this and I thought, okay, that's really weird. Here's how you salsabol. Take a look.
Yeah.
All right. See, the problem with a lot of salsa.
Actually, somebody sat down and thought long and hard about this.
Yeah. This is like a product you would see on Shark Tank, you know, them showing how to properly eat salsa, because people always spill salsa, they get it on their chip, and then it falls off. Here's a way you can make your salsa experience better. But I gotta give a round of applause to the guys at Salsabol. They've actually built a really good bowl, and it's a nice looking bowl, sturdy, and then, you put your salsa in here. That way, when you eat, you go like this, you don't spill. My only thing is, this is the color we got. They may make other colors, but you'll have to take a look.
Step 1, possess the chip. Step 2, insert chip. at a 45-degree angle into salsa. Step 3. I'd like to see the handbook on this. You know what, hey guys, at Salsabol, it really is kind of neat. But if you don't have a handbook, like a big poster with the instructions on how to properly dip, you ought to include one. That would be great for like a party. You put it up right by the bowl. What? Step 1, chip. Step 2.
I like what. Did you read what Gandalf said? I love this. He actually wrote. He says you're at a party and you want some dip. You go in for the scoop, and a huge chunk of salsa flops onto the table. After a few tries, you get your whole hand in the dip bowl, scooping with your fingers. People are starting to notice, not to mention your favorite shirt looks like it got into a food fight in the produce aisle. So what do you do now? Do you run home and change? You act like you meant to do it? No, you get the salsa bowl. It's the bowl with a lip, so you don't spill your dip.
He's written the script. I would copyright that, my friend.
I think he's pulling it right from salsabol.com.
Oh, is he? Okay, because he's still going. The salsa bowl has a revolutionary lip. All right,
yeah,
we get it.
It's a different idea. I'm thinking salsa would be great. It'd be even better for guacamole. Because of the color of the bowl and everything. Yeah, the bowl with a lip, so you don't spill your dip.
Actually, if you get some extra free time, like you've got any, but you ought to do like a little faux commercial. Hi, this is Andy Taylor with the Salsa Bowl. Let me show you how to properly never fill your chip in the thing.
Yeah, the goal is we're going to shoot some videos. We're going to actually show. We are going to show the difference between a regular bowl and getting salsa out of that. So the cool thing about it means I get Gloria to make some of her killer salsa, which is super hot. I love.
Do it a la, what's the guy's name who died? Billy Taylor.
Oh God, no, Billy. Billy. I was going to say Billy Madison. It's not Billy. The one who, what's his name? Somebody in the chat room, help us.
Mays.
Billy Mays, yes.
Yeah. Hi, this is Andy Taylor for the Salsa Bowl.
I'm going to do a video on that one. We'll show you the difference. All right. And something that I get to take a look at. And now, Slick, tell me, and maybe we can share this. I know you like to look at their products as well. Steel Series has a new product.
Our friends
at Steel Series, they've got the new Sensei Pro Grade Laser Mouse. And it's really funny because my daughter's a gamer, and when this came in, I showed her. I go, oh, check this out, something brand new from Steel Series. They've become known really well as the product for gamers. I mean, there's a lot of products out there. Razer makes some good products. Steel Series really makes some killer products. We like their gaming mice, their headphones, the whole bit. But this thing is just, she looked at it, she goes, oh, okay. But when I opened it up, look at this. It opens like this, like a box. Look at that mouse. That is phenomenal. Now, it does the frames per second. And when you're talking about gaming, that's the most important thing. The processing that's inside the mouse. How is it doing for your frames per second? What type of response are you getting with it? And again, this is something I'm going to put on one of the systems. We just got this in, but I had to show you this. I didn't want to wait till we took it out of the box. I love the presentation, everything about this mouse. This is pretty neat. And what does it say here? It says winning is everything. And this is designed to give the edge to the player. And it has ergonomic settings. You can set up 3 zones, 16.8 million color options to illuminate the mouse. So when you're playing, that kind of, you want to freak out the guy you're playing next to. If you're playing next to somebody, they'll look at it and they go, wow, that mouse is really cool. Well, that's just one of the things you can do. Supports personalized bitmaps. That's kind of neat. An LCD menu, a built-in LCD menu of 5 gaming profiles. And you can double your mouse speed with DCPI from about 5.700 to 11.400 DCPI, which is pretty cool. And I don't have any idea, so don't ask me what DCPI stands for. I just know it's good.
Yeah, I know what DPI stands for, but DCPI?
It's probably
it's the scan rate. I know that of the laser.
Yeah, we got to get Bruce on from Steel Series to talk about this. Talk about why this is such an achievement in gaming. But love the look of this thing, and I love the size. I don't like, mice have been, they've been changing sizes, getting a little smaller. I love the look of this. This really gives a good feel. It feels like it would be kind of heavy.
Well, but you kind of want a little bit of weight in gaming. Because remember, a lot of the other ones that we have tried, they have the adjustable weights in them and stuff like that. Yeah. And Steel Series has really been good to us. Plus, we love their products. I mean, not only are they nice people, Bruce Haver, the owner, as well as Tori, I think, the public relations girl. Hi, Tori. How you doing, babe? I'm using Steel Series headset even, right now, even as we speak, most of the time, if not always, on the internet. Like I'm using my favorite is aluminum-ish Steel Series mouse pad, which is great. I mean, it's very fast, very smooth, no drag whatsoever. So, I mean, if you're going to be using various mouse, I always recommend this mouse pad. It's not really a pad. It's more like, but it's a surface. It's a gaming mousing surface. I love it.
Yeah, the products they put out, we're pretty impressed with. Seriously, I don't think there's been anything. Even the line they have for the Xbox, which is another. I love the cord. Look at this. You can see this. It's not a plastic cord. This is like a cable wrapped cord. You got a lot of length there, so you can work that way. People will say, well, why wouldn't you do a wireless mouse? When you're gaming, you don't really want to use a wireless mouse. You want to use a wired mouse for the best. It's almost like having a wired internet connection versus a wireless connection when you're gaming. You're going to get just a little better. You get a little better throughput on it. That's why LAN parties are the way to go when you're doing something like that. Nice feel to it. I love this. I really love that. Look. It's called the Sensei. Again,
Daniel-san. Gracias, pa.
And this is where you would actually see the display.
On the bottom.
Yeah, on the bottom of that. And they just, they move so well. It almost makes it feel like your computer's faster. Even when you're doing regular everyday things, you want to open up Windows, you move your mouse around the screen. It makes it feel like it's a little faster. So I like that.
Nice. I finally got over for the first time. We got a store here in Tucson, Arizona called SWS Electronics, and everybody goes there to get their electronics and get computer stuff. So I finally got over there to the new store in Speedway.
Right.
Finally.
What'd you think? What'd you think?
Just what they have on the shelf.
They've Steel Series. Yep.
That's right.
Yep.
I was shocked. That's all. I was like, they do know.
Yeah.
They're enlightened.
They actually have quite a few products. I like it. They carry the AS Rock boards, which are the low-cost boards for doing replacements on a lot of HPs and Dells. You guys should definitely know about those. They have Asus boards. They have processors. Sometimes they have processors. I've bought a couple of processors. Matter of fact, the processor that's powering the streaming computer right now is actually the 6600. Bought that from there used for $35. It's a great deal. They sell video cards. They have the high end. They have the low end. They have the high end of the audio, the low end of the audio. Blu-ray burners, which are great. I mean, they were used to. I'll be honest. They were a sponsor of the show for many years. So I have nothing but good things to say about them. I will find though. My only thing is I wish they would price match. Maybe even if they did fries, if they price matched fries, it would be nice. The prices tend to be just about 3-4, maybe 5% a little higher, which, if you're a reseller, and they do have a reseller option. I don't know if that cuts into it that much. But they tend to have everything everything there. And the clerks are really cool people. I'm in there probably once a week. I buy product there. I buy, so I support the local computer shop. I wish there was another shop in town to give us a little better, a little competition when you're, talking about going into a place, like a retail establishment like that and buying it. I think they could grow even bigger if they wanted to. So I don't know.
Yeah. I'm looking here. I don't know if I'm going to quickly find it, but there was something I think I posted on in Google Buzz or Google Plus. I'm looking for it now. There was something that I saw in SWS that was kind of weird.
Okay.
But then I did some research on it, and I was like, oh, okay, I get it. But it wasn't as flexible as I was hoping for.
What was it?
And I'll explain it as I try to look for it. It's let me click this up here. It was it's like a 3-pedal, like a gaming pedal kind of thing, like you'd put on the floor and you'd step on it. Okay.
Right.
The 3 pedals. It's USB, and initially, after doing some research, what it does is allows you to use like 3 different mouse shortcuts on these pedals. So you step on one pedal for this, like a left click, you step on that pedal for a right click, which I found kind of weird because what I was looking for, here it is. I posted it on my Google, sure enough, Google Plus.
All right.
It's by a company it's by a company called Scythe, everybody. So if you want to do the search, it's SCYTHE. The website is Scythe-USA.com. And it is the USB foot pedals. The one I was looking at had 3 pedals on it. And I posted, because I was hoping somebody would respond to me, but I guess not. Would it be possible, is it possible, it probably is, I'm just not bright enough to do it, to reprogram the software of the pedal so that you could use the pedal for something else? Like I step on the pedal to activate the webcam. I step on it again to turn off the webcam. I step on this other pedal to, I don't know. Just to do different stuff with it. Because it was tied to mousing functions, and I want to tie it to like an activation switch for something else.
I bet you could. I mean, you can reprogram your mice to do your mouse to actually do a different feature, a different function. I'm showing it up on the screen. Looks like a sewing pedal. I mean, really, It has that feel for it. I just wonder what is the application for somebody who doesn't have full use of their limbs, of their arms.
Again, you're right. That's something else I was thinking. Well, why can't we reprogram it for that?
Yeah, I don't know. I can't see. For me, I wouldn't want to use something like this. I think I'm so.
Well, I was just thinking because the price was right. When it was in the get rid of it bin, on the front of the store.
Right.
So if you're in Tucson and you want to go take a look at it, I mean, it was only in my description of it. It was only quote unquote only $30.
Right.
So the price was right to me.
I don't know.
But that's what I thought to use it for. Just like an activator. You're typing on the keyboard, you get your hand with the mouse, and just use the foot thing. To click one here for here and click over there for that kind of thing.
That's just, I don't know. Just
I thought maybe even for production, even for streaming production on the net, like you're doing.
Right.
I was imagining you could use it. You got your hands busy with all these buttons, and now you just step on the, shot 1, shot 2, shot 3.
I don't know. I actually want to buy. They make, because I edit with Premiere. And they actually have a Premiere keyboard. So you can program, the keys are already pre-programmed, hook that keyboard up and it's got an overlay on it. And, you want to do your cuts, you want to do a ripple delete. It's all set up on your board already. And even the roll back and the roll forward is all pre-programmed onto the keyboard. They sell them like that. They make them for Final Cut. They do them for even Vegas, I think, has one. But, I don't know. I don't know if I could go. That would be kind of cool to roll forward, roll back, hit play, do it all with the feet. So, you're looking, you go, insert, edit, all of that. That would be kind of different. I don't know.
Dang.
I just
told you.
Huh.
So let's see. What else? Anything else in hardware? I'm just checking my notes about what's going on this week.
That's different. Let me see what else.
You got more new stuff?
Not new. I wanted to show you. My monitor finally took a dump. I had a ViewSonic 1912 WB, and what was going on with this monitor for the last year? I can't shut off the monitor. If I shut off the monitor, even turned off the power, it would come back on with a white screen and then just stay white, or it would come on with a white screen and go back to black. And the power was on, and I thought for a long time it was my video card. So I would reboot the computer. Well, and then I would unplug the monitor and plug it back in. Well, looks like somehow it finally decided I'm not coming back on again. I tried it for about 3 hours. It wouldn't come back on. So the power light stays on. So I decided, rather than go ahead and buy a new monitor, I'm going to fix it.
You opened it up.
Yeah, open it up. This is the board that's inside, this power board that's inside the 1912 from ViewSonic, which normally makes really good. And there were some complaints. I went to a couple of forums online. Love forums. You can get all kinds of tips and tricks there using this Delta board. But the thing is it's funny because I don't have capacitor testing equipment. And they say you can normally look at these capacitors and see if they're bulging a little. If they're bulging, you can solder off the piece, order a new part, and get the replacements. There's lots of ways online that people can get that information, and that's, I love that. I love the fact that you're able to have all of these features on the web now, where you can, basically get great advice on there. Problem is, I started calling around Tucson to to say, hey, can you test capacitors? Because I figured they could just test them, right? Mm-hmm. And nobody does that kind of stuff, at least in Tucson. I don't know if they do it anywhere else. So my thoughts are, do I just try and replace all these little pieces that are on here? I mean, we're talking like this piece. Let me show you one of the pieces that I knew of. Like this piece right here is $6, and these little pieces here be like maybe $5. Do I do that? You can buy a new 20-inch monitor now for $89, or do I go online, just buy this whole board for this power board, buy the whole board for maybe $35 and just try that?
Yeah, let's pause here for a minute and take a little side trip, because I had this very similar conversation with Jose this week. Now, Jose spent 20 years in the Army, electronics technician. I mean, troubleshooting at the circuit, at the component level, like we were just talking about. And we remember from back in the day. Remember Radio Shack? We used to go by. I need a bag of capacitors. I need a bag of and it's got to be the specific. You used to be able to get that stuff, but not anymore. Plus, so we talked about, we had conversations this week about electronics training at the component level, troubleshooting, throwaway. What are the kids? What are they learning these days? Are they learning anything? What you and I are now talking about? Do we just throw away stuff and just get another one? Because that's pretty much where we've come to in society and as consumers. I mean, even being in radio, you and I being in radio, we remember chief engineers who actually said, "Oh, I'll take it off the rack. I got to open it up. I got to go in there and test the thing." And they'd spend all day and they go, I found it. And they fix the thing and they do the soldering. They don't do that anymore. So it's a lost art as well as a lost education.
So I wonder if that's considered a hobby now, doing something like that. Would that be like hobbyish, or would it actually be, serving a purpose?
Like the hams and stuff. Yeah, because the hams, they still get in there. They still crack their radios open and still go in there and do stuff. But that's about it anymore?
When I replaced
the designers?
When I replaced the ceramic fuse in our oven, I remember it cost me, I think, $75. And the guy at the shop where I bought the fuses, we were talking. He says, you will not believe how many people will just get rid of their oven. They just get rid of it. Their oven doesn't work anymore. They get rid of it and they go and buy a new oven for $400 or $500, $75 part, $100 part, whatever, and you can do it yourself. Took me 10 minutes, taking the oven apart and getting the part put in, and that's easy to do. So we've gone from a society where we just throw stuff away, but it can be fixed.
Yeah. So have we gone too far? And then does that also speak to, now that more I'm thinking about it, does it also speak to innovation? I mean, we still innovate, but not kind of like we used to.
Think about this.
It's not the Steve Jobs, Steve Wozniak innovation. You know what I mean?
Right. Think about this though. Your car. I had a 1978 Mercury Zephyr. I think the picture is on my Facebook page. All right. Under Blast from the Past, if you want to look at sometimes but I had that car. I replaced the head gaskets on there. I did all of the work on that car and kept that car running for probably a couple of years past it should have been demise. My car now, I couldn't even get into it because it's so electronic. Everything on that car is electronic. I mean, everything is run by a computer, and it's not a kind of computer that I know. I know that there's devices you can attach to it. Now you can even buy a product from your insurance company that will tell you, how fast you're going, what your driving pattern is, and can actually get you a better rate on your car insurance. The EV, it's electric vehicle. There's a website for it. I think it's evprofile.com. You can actually attach a device to your car, and it will tell you whether you're going to save money if you switch to an electric vehicle or not. And it's a device you pay $25 a week, I think is what it is, or a charge for a month. And in that short amount of time, it will be able to determine, here's what it's going to cost for you to convert. Where will you run out of battery power? How is your driving, your braking patterns, your start and stop, how is that going to affect the electric vehicle performance if you move to an electric vehicle? It's kind of a neat thing. But
and then in the news last week, I don't know if you caught some of the stories or not, but I guess now all of a sudden, which you and I knew as soon as they did this, that it was possible. But now all of a sudden, there's been a lot of stories in the news about hacking into people's cars. Can your car be hacked? Well, yeah. with all electronics in there. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Now they're worried about cybersecurity of your car.
I like this, Slick. Gandalf has mentioned in the chat room about working with power capacitors and everything, about using multimeters and tests. And I guess I could go out and get some of those to test the capacitors that are on this system to find out what would need to be replaced. And he's talking about that, using some of that. I just never thought of going to get some of that equipment. But I don't know. Maybe that's.
You don't have a multimeter? Oh, I like to call them multimeters, but
nope.
You don't have one?
All I have is a board tester, a power tester for the board. I have the equipment for moving data off a board, and of course Torx, so I can pull off PC boards. That's about it.
Decades ago, I bought one just so I could join the multimeter club. So I could say, yeah, I've got one. I also bought an O-scope. I had an old O-scope that I think I bought from an old radio station chief engineer. And I would sit it out on the table, so people come by. Hey, oh, you got an O-scope? Yeah, I've got an O-scope. Yeah, got a multimeter, got a couple of screwdrivers. Yeah, I got all I need.
You're talking like Barney Fife.
Yeah. O-scope, P-scope, whatever works.
All right, I got a question for you. A buddy of mine that we both know contacted me and said he was having an issue this week, and I kind of want to get your thoughts on that. Maybe our chat room will have some thoughts as well. Said that in the last few days he's been working on some machines, Windows XP machines, and they all have an issue with text and symbols that are coming up on the screen. He can't enter the PID numbers because he's trying to reinstall the Windows OS on these machines. They won't, because the numbers aren't coming out right. He doesn't know. He wonders if there is a virus that's out there that's affecting the system, so it's preventing the keys from operating.
Well, just first thing I would check, strange as it may sound to some people, I would start at the BIOS just because I'm curious. Are there options in the BIOS to maybe modify some of the keystrokes or whatever? Next, just because I'm me, I'd probably pull the battery for a while just to see if something needs to be reset. Next, I would scan the hard drive. Even though it should be blank and should be nothing on it, I'd scan it anyway with something if I could find it available, the antivirus. And then when I'm doing the installation, I would make sure that I'm formatting and resetting the master boot record, rewriting the master boot record, and just do like a new installation. Make sure I kill it, fdets the drive, format the drive, and start all over. That's where I would go.
Well, here's the thing, and I was talking to him about this, and I was at work at the time, so we were actually texting back and forth, and he was saying, "Hey, man, I'm kind of stuck here," and so I sent him the note. I said, "Did you reformat the OS?" And he was like, "Yeah, he reinstalled." Because think about it, everything is mouse driven, right?
Yeah. Wait a minute. He said reinstalled. You said format. Did he answer your question though?
Format and reinstalled. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yes. Everything's pretty much mouse driven until you get to the PIDs, and that's where he runs into the problem. And so when we really broke it down, I haven't heard back from him, so I don't know if this has worked. So what is the common denominator? When you're working on 2 or 3 computers, sometimes there's a common denominator. It's so easy, honestly, it is so easy to overlook. When you're repairing systems, you get a computer and you start working on it, and something goes wrong. You imagine it's that computer that has the issue. Get the next computer, same thing. Same issue. You start, scratching your head, thinking, "What is the problem? This happens."
Right, like you're saying, the common denominator seems to be already coming up. Go ahead.
Common denominator. And I asked him. I sent a text and I didn't hear anything back from him. I said, "Did you try a different keyboard?" Because when you're in a shop, what do? You have a keyboard, you have a mouse, you put up your computer, you plug everything in, and fine. It may have been working great yesterday. But you may have got a computer, and this happens, that had a power surge to the motherboard, because obviously the computer's there for a reason, had a power surge to the motherboard, and you plug that keyboard in, maybe you're using a PS2, and it's plugged into that port, and that port's already short. That board's already got an issue. It shorts out that keyboard and throws that keyboard into a tizzy. So you plug it into another one. You may not short out that motherboard on that other one, but your keyboard is certainly got issues on it, and it's blown a capacitor, or blown a transistor, or something on your keyboard electronically that is stopping it from working. So that's what I'm thinking is happened, and the keyboard being the common denominator. But I'm just wondering, I haven't heard about any kind of virus that affects a keyboard, but you never know.
Yeah, when you were telling the story, in my mind, because I deal with them every day, the first thing that came to my mind was notebook computer. So I started thinking, well, let's make sure there's no external mouse connected. But you're right. In case of a tower, yeah, try another keyboard, because the keyboard, for all we know, could be set somehow to some kind of text that's foreign to us USA American kind of thing.
Right.
And it just needs to be reset or modified or whatever. But you're absolutely right about the keyboard mouse.
You've got to be really careful when you're working on a computer that is taking a power hit. If it's taking a power hit and it's affected a video card, and you put that video card in another computer, that can actually cause problems on that next motherboard. So you got to be really careful about that stuff when working on a computer that has gone through some kind of a power surge. So I don't know. I'm hoping that fixed. I haven't heard of anything else that could be related to it other than mapping the keyboard. If it was one computer, I might say maybe it's a keyboard mapping, but being that it's sounds like it's happening on others.
Right, like you're saying, same keyboard, different computers. Look at, hello, it's right there.
And again, it's so easy to overlook that common denominator that happens with that. And then a buddy of mine, I thought this was kind of interesting, was selling some memory. 2 gigabyte memory, posted it on my wall, tagged me in the photo. He figures people I know might use it. DDR3 memory, and he said, have you seen the price of DDR3 memory? It's like hit rock bottom. I mean, if you're looking at upgrading your system and you run DDR3, now's probably, it's like, people told you years ago, buy gold. This is one of those things, get your memory. Because for some reason, the DDR3 memory is just like, it's at the absolute low. You can get, the 1066, 13, you can get all of that stuff, really cheap now for your DDR.
Yeah.
Don't even waste your time upgrading that DDR1 memory. Just buy a new board, get a new processor, just go all, you're still going to save money.
Hey, pal, want some memory? Got some DDR3, fresh. 2 gigs, 2 gig stick. Come on, you know you want it. Come on, I'm not going to be in this corner all day.
That's the shifty. That's the shifty slick.
Check with me tomorrow. I may have DDR3 up to 4 gigs a stick.
Wait, how do you do that?
4 gigs. Whoa, that's the good stuff. Yeah.
Hook me up. Oh, God, I like that. That's funny.
Speaking of hardware.
Yeah.
And everybody, feel free to email me about this if you got any stories or information about it. Slick at techtalkradio.com. Slick at techtalkradio.com. So again, we were making our trip to the toy store, SWS Electronics in town, to look at stuff, pick up stuff.
We got to see if we can get it back on as a sponsor.
Yeah. So Jose wants to try some Wi-Fi extenders, and mainly because I think he was looking at some clients that were looking at it. So he wanted to buy one and try it out and then maybe recommend it. So we tried a couple, and it's not a big deal who the manufacturer was or which model, but we tried a couple and couldn't easily get them to work. Now, one of my tweets, and luckily for the manufacturer, I can't remember who it was, and I'm not even going to look it up. But one of them, the first manufacturer, I had a problem with because it started out bad. I'm thinking, hey, I set up Wi-Fi networks all the time, routers, Wi-Fi network adapters. No biggie. I pull it out. I follow the instructions. I'm good. As usual, like I usually do, came with software. So I'm going, no, I'm going to pass on the software. I may not need to use it if I just use the standard, go in there and set it up there. So I get within the interface and I can't set it up. Okay, I'll do it as the manufacturer says. I'll follow the instructions. I'll use the software. Using the software, could not get it set up. All right. Let me call the manufacturer, get some help. So the woman with the accent answered.
Oh.
Yeah.
We know her.
Yeah. So that's, and I don't, again, I don't blame her. Everybody needs a job. I don't blame her. It's just that, make sure that we can understand these people if they're in another country when we need help. That's all.
Yeah.
But it became pretty clear to me pretty quick that she really didn't know much about networking components, much less computers. Then that's when it got scary. It got scarier when I could tell, because Andy and I have done phone support, when I can tell that there's somebody on another line feeding her the answers.
Right.
So now I have to talk to her, and whoever it is listening and giving her the answers to say back to me. Why can't I just talk to the person?
Yeah.
Who apparently also didn't know what the answer was to get. So 2 different Wi-Fi extenders, 2 different models, 2 different manufacturers, couldn't get them going. So if anybody has or has not, I really would like to hear your story, a little bit of your story, whatever you could, slick at techtalkradio.com, because I'm at the point now where I just don't believe Wi-Fi extenders work.
Really?
They probably do, but I've had zero success with them, so I cannot and will not recommend them to anyone.
For the Wi-Fi extenders.
Right, and I'm talking about wireless Wi-Fi extenders.
Right. Now, which category? G, N, or does it matter?
It was both, and the first one was a little suspect, and I believe the first one that I dealt with, to be honest with everybody, it was a Cisco Linksys model.
Okay.
And they started. I knew where they were going with this because I've as working for Microsoft, I've actually had to say this before because of the official position of the company as well as the product, which is, okay, well, are you using a Cisco Linksys wireless N router? Well, no, we weren't. And because the next thing I expected her to say was, well, they really were designed to be working with it. So you purchased a Cisco Linksys wireless N Wi-Fi extender, which really works best with a Cisco Linksys wireless N router. So maybe you should go. I could hear her thinking that she wanted to say, well, maybe you should go buy a Cisco Linksys wireless N router and then connect our Cisco Linksys wireless N Wi-Fi extender, which you purchased, and the 2 devices should work fine together. I imagine that's where they want to go with this conversation.
Right.
But I just, it should be very simple setup. Now, wired Wi-Fi extenders, of course, will probably work fine. You just run the cable, and then you put the extender on the other end of the cable from the router, and I'm sure everything works fine.
Okay. But the wire, so you're a wire. So I've never used these, so I've never even had any kind of experience with these. I just know I've been working with wireless N. So just to get the greatest amount of range, or at least that standard, and I've been doing really well with that. But when you are in a larger shop, you are going to run into issues where I know most people, in most cases, I have known, have just set up another router. It's just done it that way.
It'll probably be much, if I may, people, based on my experience, it'll probably be much easier to do it that way. Because, again, the devices we purchased, you're supposed to first configure them, and then physically disconnect them, no network cable, and then you take the wireless Wi-Fi extender to the other end of the building, plug it into the wall, no wires, and it picks up the signal from your wireless router, which is down at the other end, and you can use that connection. So you connect to the Wi-Fi extender there, and it connects to the Wi-Fi router down there, right, and amplifies the signal.
So now, but you do your connection though. So, like, say you're on your laptop and you can connect to a wireless access point. You connect to the Wi-Fi extender's access point, right?
Bingo.
Okay. All right. But if you're on something that's other than that Cisco one, that's maybe where you were running into the issue where they weren't communicating.
Yeah, they weren't communicating at all. And I was able to get in the setup interface and all that stuff. Tried the software. The software wouldn't even work. I just save you money.
Yeah.
Save.
All right. Wow. All right. Well, what else are you guys working on? Anything interesting that has happened?
Well, I wanted to maybe shift gears a little bit. I got some other stuff which we may or may not talk about, but let me shift gears a little bit. Did you hear about, because we talk about our broadcasting brethren a little bit, did you hear about what happened over at CNET?
No. More changes?
Did you hear about Buzz Out Loud?
Which one? Buzz Out Loud?
Buzz Out Loud?
No, I didn't.
Okay, a little quick backstory for those who don't know, and just a reminder for those who do. Okay, so back years ago, when CNET started doing broadcasts on the internet and shows on the internet, they had a show that they called CNET Live. Came on every Thursday. I used to try to watch it about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, at least local time. Loved the show. It was Tom Merritt and Brian Cooley, and they did a live show, and they had people in it with the interviews and then the whole, just demonstrating products and taking phone calls. It was a great show. I loved it.
Yeah.
And then they transitioned from CNET Live to what they call Buzz Out Loud, which was a daily show. It was live, about an hour, and they talk about the day's news and top topics and stuff like that. Okay. So Tom Merritt has, within months, let's say, has left CNET. I got to throw this in.
Right.
CNET has been purchased by CBS Interactive, which I thought was a good thing.
Right.
I was kind of cheerleading. I'm like, all right, CBS is getting hip. You know, they're catching all those neeks and nerds. You know,
Are we talking like almost 10 years ago though that they did that purchase, or was that
really? I don't think it was that long ago.
Yeah.
Maybe 5.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
All right.
So you know, I've got a lot of hope. You know, hey, you know, especially after the whole ZDNet Tech TV G4 debacle.
Yeah.
So Tom Merritt leaves, which is understandable. He's progressing, so he leaves and he goes to Leo Laporte's Twit network.
Right.
I get it. You know, we all get it.
Yeah, we all get it.
Yeah. So then the producer for Buzz Out Loud leaves and goes to Leo's Twit network.
Right. Again, we get it.
Yeah, but that's 2.
Right.
So now everybody's going, all right, who's next? We're thinking, you know, Molly Wood or Brian Tong or somebody, you know, that we all know and love.
Right.
Hi, Brian, by the way. We love Brian Tong. We met him at CES. Good dude. Brian Tong's a good dude.
Yeah, good guy.
And Molly, I think Molly's cute. Hi, Molly. So last week, I think it was last week, on Thursday of last week, on the show, they make an announcement as well as in the blog post. Buzz Out Loud, The Daily Show, is going away.
Wow.
It's now going to be a weekly show. At some point, it's going to become a weekly show within a few weeks. Whoa. Now, what I haven't said yet is that when Tom Merritt left Buzz Out Loud to go to Twit, Leo's network, started a daily show called Tech News Today, which, in essence, is like Buzz Out Loud. And I used to love watching both. So I'd watch Buzz Out Loud about noonish, and then Tech News Today about 2ish in the afternoon.
Okay.
And I don't see why one has to be better than the other. They're a little different. I like them both. I don't see why we can't have just both.
All right.
So I didn't take that as a stab as, you know, Tom's fed up with CNET and CBS and Buzz Out Loud and goes to Leo's network, but I'm going to show you. I don't take it as that. I just go, hey, I got a better opportunity over here.
Right.
But now with the upcoming demise of Buzz Out Loud on CNET, what's going on, CBS? No more love for us geeks and nerds? What's going on? You backing off? I mean, what you gonna close down CNET at some point?
Why don't they? Okay, Leo is making pretty good bank. You know, why don't they? Why don't they just to say, well, listen, we've got the resources. Let's invest in this. We're seeing what this guy Leo's doing. Why don't we, try and do something with? There's other talent out there. Why don't we try to do something of the same appeal? I don't understand why CBS would just completely back off of it since they purchased it. I thought it was a good mix for them. Didn't you? I mean, I thought
it was perfect. I was like, all right, CBS. I mean, because CBS had some identity problems in the public view in general. I mean, we all kind of know them, if you will, as the oldsters network. Hey, I remember watching on the Family, and most of the adults when I was a kid watched right. CBS, and all the cool shows were like on ABC and then NBC. And CBS still has a little bit of a stigma. Not to say that they don't have youth appeal,
right?
But they still got this cloud hanging over them.
Let me ask you this: does CNET come off as just something for ultra geeks? Does CNET have that? You're only watching CNET or following CNET if you were maybe an administrator of technology rather than a technologist yourself. I mean, let's face it, the people that watch Leo's show or some of the other shows that are out there are really technologists. They're people who get inside a computer, hack Xbox 360s, not hack in the bad sense, make them better, that really love technology. CNET comes off as kind of a stuffy business platform. Do you think have they not expanded from that? Maybe. I mean, yeah, we've seen some great people come through there, and they still their website is great. They provide some great stories. But do you think that maybe that the stuffiness of the broadcaster versus the webcaster that's just having a good time and's got all his friends there that all know a lot about tech and are really connected to the whole tech community? Is that what they're going up against? Is it big guys versus the little guy, or a big guy versus the big guy, but they have a different approach to it?
I wonder. I don't know if this is true or not. I mean, because the feel hasn't generally changed, but I'm starting to wonder if the big corporate mucky mugs have got their fingers somehow into the hallways or the soul or the presence of CNET and its people. And all of a sudden, it's become like an also-ran.
Well,
we got the.
Let's face it. There's going to be bean counters. I mean, and the bean counters are going to constantly be going. Well, how much are we making there today? How much we doing there? They have more to watch out for. Whereas, you take anybody. You take, Steve Haywood. You take my show. You take. Go ahead and take another one of the tech shows that are out there. Many of them that are out there. Maybe we're not watching the bean counters as much. I mean, maybe we are. But I don't think we are. I don't think we're going to be watching it as much as CNET's going to be watching and having to answer to CBS as to why maybe the revenues aren't there. And when they say, well, we need this and we need this and we need that, I would love to have, full studio and all that. And they go, okay, we need this, we need, and CBS Mucky Mucks say, well, let's get by with what we're doing. I mean, that's what we're running into in the radio world. You go to in a radio station, you go to your boss, you tell them, well, I really need this. I need a phone line at my work. I got one phone line and it's wired badly. I need to just bring in an engineer and have them wire the board. I can't get them to do that because when they put it on the table, they said, is it going to make us more money? No, it's not going to make us more money. Is it going to make us sound better? Yes. It's going to make us sound and look better. But so yes, the money will be there eventually. They don't look at it that way. They look at it, is it going to make us more money right now? No. And maybe in the standpoint where you have a tech product like, we'll take Leo's, for example, where people are watching it. I mean, in droves. And these are people that are tech, maybe even non-tech, that enjoy just that type of conversation. We'll look at new products. They're putting out the best product they can. And the money's still coming in. Because they've got a whole different approach to it. Somebody told me the other day, we were talking about the web and, monetizing. And, we're always talking about ways that maybe we can make some money with this. Number one, getting our website kicking again. It's all about that. You bring them on the website, then they'll watch the content. You have the content, it's good, they'll keep coming back. And we were talking about it. He says, you cannot monetize your website in the old-fashioned way. Doesn't happen anymore.
Oh, you can do it, but nobody's going to want to see it.
Exactly, or you're not going to make the kind of money you need to make to survive. It's about making connections and making contacts. There's a woman in town who does a show about green living. Her name is Mrs. Green, and I just will say, because I know her, she has a non-traditional approach to making money. She's podcasting now only. She's probably going to go be back to terrestrial radio at some point, but her business model is totally different. She gets the sponsorships, she has the money, and it makes her put out a better product. Mm-hmm. So that's what it's all about. But if the corporate world, if they're running a venture like CNET or ZDNet or whatever, what I'm saying, whatever they have underneath them, they don't understand that the web and what's happening on the web is constantly changing, and they're not constantly willing to put money into it. They're going to see minimal returns. Maybe that's just my thought. Minimal returns on it. I may be off.
Go ahead, finish your thought.
No, I may be off, but I think that it takes a certain type of business thinking, and maybe that's thinking out of the box. I hate that term, but to make it really successful, to make it work.
Yeah, I think it goes back to the stuff that we know from radio. You got to be excited about it, passionate about it. You got to love it. You got to be interested in it. And these suits, these stupid suits. I just get annoyed with them. But see,
don't sugarcoat it, Slick. Huh? Don't sugarcoat it.
I mean, and I'm not surprised when we talk about CBS because when we think CBS. When anybody thinks CBS, even the people who work at CBS, let's face it, they think television, they think the television network, they think CBS radio, and as an afterthought is their internet arm. I'm sure of it. I'm absolutely sure of it. And when they think internet, they're thinking about internet, how can the internet benefit their television network and their radio network, not how they can use this channel on its, and let it thrive on its own, let it be its own entity. You don't have to, we're not asking you to pump Well, yeah, and I'm talking as if I'm a CBS employee. You don't have to dump gobs and gobs of money in there. Help them and let them be creative. Let them do what they do best and be there to support them. And I don't think they're even doing that anymore. They're like, well, like you said, Andy, well, they didn't make that much money. But I tell you what, cancel that show. Get rid of that guy. Cut those salaries. And we'll see what happens after that. And let's bring in, the PR guy, the consultant guy, and he'll tell everybody how great CNET is.
Right.
And it's not. It's
funny because I probably watch CBS more than any other network, and I'm looking forward to the new season coming up. But I look at NBC, and I just think NBC's got it. NBC understands that the internet is an extension of what they do on television and cable, and they use it. I mean, you go on NBC's website, or you go watch any show on NBC. There's always some way they've integrated something special onto the web, and that's like the DVD extras. The internet is the DVD extras for NBC shows, or even news. I don't know. I just find it to be really interesting how the big networks are confronting this. I'm hoping they don't pull the same thing that radio did, because radio for years we were told, MP3s, that's nothing. No, nobody's ever going to stop listening to us. Satellite radio, it's not going to affect us. It's national. It's not even, and then you look at radio. What has radio done? They've got national on most of their shows. Let's bring in Ryan Seacrest. Let's bring in. So, I mean, you think about it. You hope that jump on the gun when you can. Jump that gun. Get ahead of the curve. And if CBS is, I just hope they if that's the case, I hope they pick that up and they understand they need to make adjustments to make it viable, and they have the resources to bring all those people in to see what's going on. It's not just the Today Show. Is that there, or not Today Show? What is it? CBS Live or whatever? Today Show's on NBC.
The CBS This Morning or whatever it is. Yeah.
It's not just CBS This Morning. It's it's the other things that are happening throughout the day. So I don't know.
Yeah, I just I look at it from my standpoint, from your standpoint, from Steve Hayward of the Tech Bus, from Leo Laportes. I mean, we got a webcam. You know what we can do? We can put on a show. I remember some of our first shows. I mean, we had the show on radio, true, but we were like, you know what we can do? We can stream on the net as well while we're on the radio. Right. Nobody else that we were aware of ever thought about it before we did. I'm not saying we were first. So I'm just saying we were one of the first. Yes, we were. I know that for a fact. We were one of the first.
We were also one of the first. I'm not patting, and it wasn't me. It was the people that I worked with that understood the technology. Bill Grace, who set us up, we actually got written up in a book about online broadcasting because we were doing the same thing. We were broadcasting on the terrestrial radio. We were also broadcasting in real audio and Windows Media, QuickTime. And doing these three, we were one of the first ones to really understand that and broadcast that. This is we're 15 years ago. I mean, but a lot before a lot of this stuff was happening. So, yeah, but it's a matter of having, you have the resources to get it done. Now, there are ways to make that happen, and Leo's got some great people that are working with him, obviously. But this is a very intelligent guy. I've talked to him a couple of times. We've had him on the show a couple of times. I mean, he's not only an intelligent guy, he's a nice guy. He's not like Dvorak.
Oops. Or Arrington, you want to go there, huh?
Let's not even go there.
Not that I'm against Michael Arrington. I'm just, he's got an opinion and he'll let you know what it is.
But, and the thing is, I think what he's built over the years is respect. Everything, people respect him and trust him, and that's what it's all about. So, I'm hoping he just continues and keeps going and, builds his empire. Steve's another guy who's coming up very fast. I mean, he's doing some really wonderful things because he has the time and the passion to put into what he does. I
remember we begged for our webcams. We were begging. We got our webcams. We couldn't afford webcams. We begged for them.
Yeah, we did. Yes,
and we got them. So you do with what you've got.
Absolutely.
If you're really that interested in it.
Yeah.
CBS.
Yeah. Well, and again, they have the resources, so let's just see what they do. Maybe you know what? I wonder if, and I hate to bring this up, but 2.5 Men. Apparently, there's going to be some cross promoting with the web because they've brought Ashton Kutcher in. Here's a guy who gets it, who understands it. So We'll have to see what happens with that.
In other media,
all right.
While I was out shopping around, I'm trying to remember where did I get this from. Let me think. Okay, I love our tech magazines, but the print hasn't been. I think the life hasn't been good for print for quite some time, and I'm talking magazines, newspapers, just print in general.
I'm still waiting for Boot to come back. Boot was the best magazine ever. Boot was awesome. Okay, go carry on with your thought.
I'm still amazed. I love local newspapers. I hope the local newspapers continue forever. I mean, I know you guys got financial problems, stuff like that. Even if you go every other day or weekly, please don't die. Just don't die. Yeah. I think we need you in our communities. But 75 cents for an Arizona Daily Star every day for as thin it is and what's in it, 75 cents? Whew. I don't know. Andy, would you?
No.
Yeah. And then I see in Starbucks, I see $2 for the New York Times. Are you kidding me? I mean, I remember when the New York Times was $2 and $2 thick, but $2? Really?
Wow.
Not happening. No. So I'm perusing the shelves at a store, and I come across a couple of magazines. I'm like, let me buy, because I haven't really bought a magazine in a long time. Plus, I haven't had the money for it. And actually, it's a pocket change. So I bought Maximum Tech.
Ah, yes.
Which I think is the new offshoot from
Maxim.
Oh. No, that's different genre. But I also have a subscription to that.
I love Maximum PC.
Courtesy subscription. Yeah. But Maximum PC.
Actually, Maximum PC is Boot. Is what Boot became.
Oh, that's okay.
So, all right. You're in my good graces.
So I love it, and I mean, let me see. I'm trying to remember I'm looking for the price here. The price, after I realized what I paid for each magazine, I was in Target. That's where I was in Target. I was I was not happy. Let's put it that way. Maximum Tech is $10.
Whoa! $10 for a magazine.
$10. There's the spine.
Yeah.
And here are the pages. $10. Maximum PC. I can't rightly find the price. Oh, $8. Here's the spine.
Hold on here. Let me see that here.
Okay.
Show me that spine again. All right.
Spine. And the pages for $8.
Right.
In addition to that, they're kind of brother sister publications.
Right.
What is in Maximum Tech in the July August edition is I also found in the Maximum PC October edition. Same article, premier article, word for word. Now it says on Maximum Text,
word for word.
Word for word, picture for picture.
Wow.
The smartphone showdown was the premier article in Maximum Tech. Now they talk about Windows 8 in Maximum PC, but inside you find that smartphone article, which, okay, it's a good article. I kind of get it, but I'm concerned. Is this where we're going with this, guys? I mean, if you want to cross print an article and it's a good article, I'm with you. I'm all for it. But is this the first of more to come? Multiples per issue? I'm a little worried.
I would be ticked off, and I'd send a letter to the editor, because that's crazy. You buy a magazine for its, you buy it because you want a unique story, a unique article. You want to get a different perspective.
Yeah.
Whenever I used to travel quite a bit. I would go into Barnes and Noble, and I would hit every computer. I usually spent $100 bucks on magazines to read on the flight. Did you get a DVD or CD in that magazine?
I would try to buy the ones with them. And these no, but the ones like you saw like the bookstore.
Wait! $10 and you didn't get a CD? Man, I would just, you know what? Put a yearly subscription on their website and read the magazine there. That's what I would do. That's crazy. Sorry, I'm
a downloadable kind of guy. I like my PDFs. I like to be able to be in possession of my content when I pay for it. So PDF docs and stuff like that. If I don't want to be able to read it online. I know a lot of people do, and that's fine. I'm not against it. I'm just saying when I give somebody money, I want to be able to read it where I want to, when I want to. I don't want any restrict. I don't want to have to be online to see it.
Right. Exactly. Wow. That's just crazy. So what are you going to do? You're going to write a letter, or are you going to just let it go?
I'm thinking about letting it go to see what happens. Okay, I don't know if I should gripe now. I will. If they build upon this, then I will be even more upset, and then I'll gripe.
Yeah.
Then I will gripe. But right now, I kind of get it. I'm trying to be understanding. I kind of get it. I like them. I don't hate them. I want them to be successful. I want them to succeed. I want to wait to see what happens.
Right. It's a bad sign for that industry. What a shame.
And then have you seen the Newsweek edition with Steve Jobs cover?
No, I did not.
Yeah.
Oh, that's kind of neat. What does it say? Show that again.
Yeah.
It's an American genius, Steve Jobs, how he changed our world. That's really cool. Wow.
Yeah, it's September the 5th.
Right.
And I won't go into the whole article. I think the article is read-worthy. They'll probably cover stuff that we already know, but I think it's read-worthy. Yeah. But they have in here the 10 Commandments of Steve, which I thought you might find interesting.
Aha. Okay. You want to go through some of those?
Yeah, real quick. I won't read all the explanation. I'll hit the highlights. It says 10 Commandments of Steve. More than anything else, Jobs' genius is in managing the creative process. Here's his playbook, according to the article. Okay. Number 1, go for perfect. Number 2, tap the experts.
Ah, yes.
Number 3, be ruthless.
Yeah.
Now, I kind of always have taken him as a nice guy, geek and a nerd, as well as Bill Gates. When I hear the word ruthless, I think of Bill Gates from a business perspective.
Yeah, for everybody that's been successful in business, there's going to be somebody out there that hates them with a passion. Yeah. There is. You can't. I mean, you cannot be super successful and not be disliked by some.
Number 4, and I will say this because I take this personal because of radio consultants. I have nothing against consultants. I am against people who go, well, he said it, and that's why I'm going to do it. How about thinking for yourself? How about taking the information in, mulling it over, and then go, I agree with him or I don't agree with him?
My problem would be, and I have respect for many consultants that I've worked with, but my problem would be if they've never been in the trenches. You can consult, but if you've never been in the trenches, you have no right to be there.
Yeah. Number 4 for me is like managers and business owners who don't think for themselves. Think for yourself, for crying out loud. But here's number 4. Number 4, shun focus groups.
Really? Nice. I like that.
Actually, let me read this quote. Jobs famously said, people don't know what they want until you show it to them.
That's good. I like that.
And Apple, every product that comes out, Jobs has blessed it or thought of it. I mean, let's face it, Number 5, never stop studying. I'm a readaholic, and I totally agree.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I will read almost anything.
Right.
6, and think of this from the perspective of Apple products. Number 6, simplify.
Mm-hmm. Keep it simple. What is it? The KISS method. Keep it simple, stupid. Yeah.
Not a whole lot of blinking lights, bells, and whistles stuff. I mean, you look at an Apple product, it's elegant, it's clean, and it works.
Right. Same with their website.
Huh?
You go to no, seriously, you go to their website, it's easy to find what you need.
Yep.
On the Apple website.
Number 7, keep your secrets.
Oh, and there's so much of that. You just walk into a bar, you drop your phone, and you walk away. This happens.
I'm still working on my joke. I've kind of built it out a little bit more, but
okay.
My joke that I've been writing for the past few weeks is an iPhone walks into a bar and sits next to a prototype.
Right.
And somebody actually gave me the rest of it, which I guess is the punchline. It's the best punchline we come up with. And the iPhone says to the prototype, "Aren't you supposed to be in China by now?"
That's actually good. I like it.
Yeah. I just go with the last part. That's pretty good. I was like, I should have talked about that. Number 8, keep teams small. Not a bad idea. Remember, just think of all those meetings we were in with a bunch of people, and there's just too many ideas, there's so many ideas, and you don't have a really good coordinator or conductor.
Uh-huh. Or you have somebody.
Number 9.
You have somebody in the room that's disruptive, that throws the whole meeting anyways. So,
man. Yeah. Number 9. Use more carrot than stick. More passion than power.
More reward, basically. Yeah, okay, got it.
And number 10 of the 10 Commandments of Steve, prototype to the extreme.
Yeah, test it. Test it, which I would have liked Xbox to do.
Test it, design, redesign, test. Do you like this? No, what would you like? Test, redesign. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's in the September 5th edition of Newsweek. Yeah, good article.
Here's something, and let me ask you your thoughts on this, and I think I've talked about this before when it comes to Xbox and Microsoft. Xbox 360, I liked it. I thought it was kind of neat. But I've now since repaired 5 of them. Heat issues. Luckily, the last one wasn't that bad. That actually I opened it up, cleaned it out. We were able to get the red ring of death off of there without having to replace the GPU fan, which is, you go online and people tell you how to fix your broken Xbox 360. You can't go to Microsoft. If you send it to Microsoft and it's past the warranty period, you got to pay money for it. And I understand they're in the business for making money, but you hear of so many companies like Steel Series or Logitech that put out products, and when the products fail, you can send it back to them, or you can call them and tell them you have a defective product. They'll get some information out of you. They'll generally take care of it, and they don't want anybody out there to have a bad product. Why is it that Microsoft with the Xbox 360 has people out there that just go, okay, I'll just go buy another Xbox 360 because I'm invested in the games? Isn't that smarmy? Isn't that shifty? I'm at that point now where I'm just saying, you know what, I'm going to save up and get myself a PS3. I don't want to go that Microsoft route because I've seen too many of them that have failed. I haven't heard too much about PS3s failing, and I'm sure it happens, but you hear a lot about it in the Xbox world, and it just makes me wonder. And that really disappoints me.
Yeah, I haven't owned a console yet, so I haven't necessarily found a reason. I mean, I'm not against them. I'm more of a computer guy. I like the flexibility of it. The consoles seem to become, they've leaned towards a consumer type product, like you buy a TV off the shelf and you put up the arrows and you turn it on and it works. Same thing with the Xbox and the PS3. You buy it, you plug it in the network, you put your game in, and it plays.
Yeah.
So it's like an appliance. Yeah, like an appliance now to me.
You expect it to work.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
When you die, you get another one. I don't know.
All right.
Speaking of gaming, okay. I mentioned this before, but I just heard about another one. So since we're talking about gaming, some of the games that were for cost that are now free and are coming free. We talked about Team Fortress 2. There's a free version of that. We talked about the free version. I believe we talked about the free version of World of Warcraft. Right? Did I mention it?
No. Did you?
Oh, I thought I had mentioned it.
I thought you mentioned it last week. Wait.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did. Yes, you did.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Right. So, and now another one is coming. It's not there yet, but it's coming. I just stumbled across the news story yesterday. There's a Star Trek game.
All right.
That's going to go free.
Really?
And that should be coming towards the end of the month.
Cool.
So I don't know what the storyline is. I don't know exactly what the name of the game is, but you might want to watch for that. So if it's going to go free, I'm sure you can play it off the net. I think we're headed, it seems to be, unless these are just flukes, it seems to be some of the games are just really just going free with ads, and then you have to buy stuff to be a better character or player or something like that. So it seems to be going.
Cool. I like that. I don't know. I haven't been able to play any games lately, so it really kind of blows. I mean, I'd like to, but I haven't. My time has been spent fixing Xboxes and PCs and trying to get some videos done, but just haven't been able to. So
I was wondering if maybe it has something to do with Scarlett.
No, and she's disappointed because her Xbox died as well, but her Xbox 360 was a drive issue. Her DVD drive died. Oh. And you can't just take with the Xbox 360s, you can't just take a DVD drive and put it into a new one because they're tied to that drive. So you have to do either a firmware update or change out the logic boards, which I ordered one, and I'm hoping it should come in today or tomorrow. Then we'll do that, and she'll be back to using her Xbox 360, and I won't see her again for a while.
She'll be knocking on the door. Honey, there's your dad. Hello, remember me?
Yeah. She's been talking about this game, Dead Rising.
Yeah.
Or is it Dead Calm? I think it's Dead Rising something like that. Yeah, she's been playing a lot of the zombie games. All right, well, we got to wrap it up for a Saturday. We'll be back next week with more of Tech Talk Radio. Justin sent me a note saying he woke up late.
I'll translate that for everybody else in the audience. He was drinking and drunk. And could not get it. He had the bucket next to the bed.
Oh, I didn't need that visual. Thank you.
Oh, sorry. That's a time zone breakfast thing. I forgot it. Yeah.
But he'll be back with us next week. I think John will as well. I wanted to check in with John, and I haven't been able to because, number one, they were going to have their big Madden NFL 12 game, 2012. That's another reason I think I want to get a PS3 because I want to get in on some of that action. But they were going to do that, and then also the fires are actually near him. He's in Austin, so I don't know. I'm hoping he's okay. So if he checks in with us, hopefully. I've tried to reach out to him, but haven't been able to hear anything back. So again, hopefully he did say he was going to go hunting this weekend. So I don't know.
And he ain't taking a gun? No, his wife won't let him do one of that.
Anyway, all right. Well, Slick, thanks for joining in. Hopefully we'll hook up during the week, and we'll have more for you next week on the show. In the meantime, we'll get Raven's cat it to her. We'll check out the sleeves, and then I'll play around with this mouse a little, maybe give you an update next week with a full review, and then we'll see what else we got coming in for Slick to take a look at, too.
Okay, doke.
All right. Have fun with it. Maybe you can put together a little review for that Dell you were able to pick up. The Duo.
Yeah, I've pretty much gone through it. I mean, I think I told everybody the highlights of it. I mean, there's some other stuff we could talk about later about the innards, which will correspond to some other subjects we could talk about. But yeah, I'm sure I'll come up with more stuff for it.
Can we do a video of you tearing one apart?
He ain't gonna let me do that. Yeah. Besides, even I wouldn't want to do that. I mean, I'm trying to tear it out of his hands is what I'm trying to do. You're not gonna give it to me.
All right, good. And I'll give you an update next week of what's going on with that monitor if I was able to put it back together. All right, we'll have more next week on Tech Talk Radio. Have yourself a wonderful week, and for those of you that tuned in on the web, thank you for visiting us here. Slick, take care.
Bye-bye.